Now let us move on and discuss about our GET request, and then we will see that how our server will respond to the GET request which is coming from any external source or browser. So in this statement, you can see that we have used an @autowide annotation with a customer service field. So at runtime, our JVM will provide the instance of our customer service, and we are using this customer service field to access various methods which we have defined inside a customer service implementation class. Now let us discuss about our first type of HTTP request, that is GET. So here you can see that I have created a method with the name get all customer details, and it is returning a response entity object which is returning a list of customers. And here you can see that we have used an get mapping annotation. So when we have to handle the get request which is coming from a browser or some external source, then we can use an annotation that is get mapping. And inside our get mapping, we are having an value attribute and we are passing the path value to our get mapping annotation. We will try to understand the significance of this path value and get mapping by hitting the request from browser and as well as by using Postman. But before that, let us first discuss about the implementation of our get all customer details method. So in this statement, you can see that we are calling our get all customer details method, which is defined inside our customer service implementation class. And inside our service class method, we are getting the details of all the customers from repository, and then we are returning our customer list to our controller method. And in our next statement, you can see that we are creating an object of our response entity, and we are passing the customer list to our response entity object with the status as OK or 200, and then we are returning our response entity object. Now as you can see that our server is already running. Now let us try to hit this particular URL from browser, and then we will try to hit the same request from Postman. So this is the current URL in our browser. So this is the profile name and this is the port number on which our server is listening, and this is the path which we have defined for the request mapping so that the request can reach to the particular controller. Now let us try to append this customer's path with our URL. So now let us try to hit this URL in our browser, and then we will see the response which we will receive from our server. So my dear friends, here you can see that we are getting a response from our application. So what is actually happening in background is that first it is finding for this particular mapping in our application. So our request is reaching to customer controller, and then it is trying to find the resource with this particular mapping, that is customers. So here you can see that we have this method and it is mapped with this particular mapping by using get mapping annotation. So this particular method is getting called and it is returning the response of customer list. That is why we are getting this response in our browser. Now let us try to hit the same request from our Postman. So this is our Postman application, and the advantage of using Postman is that we can test any type of HTTP request by using this application. So from this drop down we can select the type of our request. So currently the request type is GET, and here we have to provide the URL which we want to test, and here we are having different sections. So if we want to pass any parameters to our application, or we can also add an authorization from this particular section. So if we have implemented an authentication in our application, then we can pass an authentication key by using this authorization section. And here we are passing an header parameters. And suppose if we have to pass an parameters in the body of our request, then we can use this particular section. So friends, now let us try to send this request to our application. So here you can see that when we are sending this request to the server, our server has responded with the status code as 200, and this is the response which we have received, and it is in JSON format. So friends, here we have discussed that how we can get the details of all the customers. Now let us discuss about our next method. So here we are using an get mapping annotation, which means that it will accept the request of get type. And in our value attribute, we are passing this URL as /customer, and then in curly braces we are having customer ID, which means that we will get the value of our customer ID in our path variable. So here you can see that this is our get customer details method, and it is accepting one parameter, that is customer ID. And here you can notice that we have used an path variable annotation. So we can use this path variable annotation to map the value which we are getting in our URL with our method parameter. And inside our method here you can see that we are calling our service class method, that is get customer, and we are passing the customer ID to our method. And here we are forming an response entity and we are returning the response. And in case if we'll pass any customer ID which is not present in our hash map or in our repository, then in that case we will get an exception with the message as no customer available with this particular customer ID. Now let us try to test this particular get API, and then we will see that how it is responding. So here this is a URL, and along with the URL I am passing an customer ID. So currently I am passing the customer ID as 100. So this 100 will be mapped with this particular customer ID, and then it will be mapped with the method parameter customer ID by the help of this path variable annotation. So before sending our get request to the server, you can see that currently we are having two customers. First one with customer ID is 100 and second one with customer ID is 101. So currently I am passing and customer ID is 100. Now let us send the request to the server. So here you can see that our server is responding with a status code as 200, and here we are getting the customer details with customer ID as 100. Now let us try to pass the customer ID as 101. So here you can see that we are getting the customer details with customer ID as 100. Now let us try to pass any customer ID which is not present in our repository. So I'm passing the customer ID as 105, which is not currently available in our customer's hash map. Now let me send the request. So here in this particular case, you can see that our server is responding with response code as 500, which is an internal server error. And here we are getting the response as status as internal server error. And this is the current timestamp. And this is the message that no customer available with customer ID as 105, which we have passed in our URL. And we are getting this particular response because of the exception handling which we have done in our application exception handler class. So friends, I hope that you are able to understand that how we can create and get APIs for our Spring Boot REST application. Now in our next tutorial, we will discuss about the creation of post request, put request, and delete request.